Hello and good morning. I'm so glad to be back with you today. My name is Miss Harris, and this week we're talking about bears. As you can see, I have my bears here today, and this week's lesson is called Bear Hunt. Okay, and we're talking about the lesson on Thursday and how much does it weigh. I like this because it has a little bit of math in there, and math is always a lot of fun. So I hope you can find a few things around your house today to weigh something with, okay? So we'll talk some more about that in a little bit, but okay, bear hunt. Did you have fun doing the bear hunt, the algorithm? Was that cool? That's something that's new, but it's got a lot of science, it's got a lot of math, and those kind of things are so much fun. And if you did it as a family, how cool is that? And then more this week, you talked about where bears live. So you already know, you could tell me where the black bears live, okay? You could tell me where brown bears live. And what about this? The polar bear, where does the polar bear live? This gives you a little chance to catch up and talk about some things you learned already this week and got to talk about as a family. And maybe you even looked online to find some like really cool videos or pictures of bears in their natural habitat. So while we're talking about habitat, that is where an animal, what's a habitat? Because I'm going to share some words with you that talk about habitat. Okay, habitat is where an animal lives. Good. Okay, and that may have been a word this week, but one word this week, it was a word on Tuesday. Good. I like to kind of think about words that we've talked about this week. So if you're like me, you like to write your words on a piece of paper and then you post it somewhere in the house, okay? And then that way you can remember, hey, we talked about habitat already. Let's go over and let's find that word, because it's fun to be able to recognize the letters and the words, okay? So today we're talking about den and cave. Den is this is the bear's habitat, right? This is where they live. Let's spell it together. That's always a good idea. All right. D, good. E, N. This is a short word. We only have how many letters? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Good. Den. This is a bear's habitat, where they live. Okay, so you've already talked about this. You even looked at a map and decided not only where they live in a den is where they sleep at night, but where in the country they are. And in the whole world where these animals live, which that's awesome. So hopefully you have that somewhere that you can get to today while we're talking about it if you want to. Okay? The other word today is cave. Cave. C-A-V-E. Good. And what is a cave? A cave is a large area, usually in the side of a hill or a mountain, and it's a hollow area where animals may live. Maybe bats live there, maybe bears might live there. So specifically this week we're talking about bears. So have you ever been to a cave? I hope you have. In fact, we have a really cool cave in this state called well, now I've just gone blank. Mammoth Cave. Mammoth Cave. Okay. So why do I bring up Mammoth Cave? Well, Mammoth Cave is actually an area it's a huge cave, one of the biggest caves in the nation. Okay. Really cool. Look this cave up. Mammoth Cave. Mammoth meaning big, right? So Mammoth Cave is really close to where I grew up. Okay, so I've been inside Mammoth Cave several times, and it is so cool. I used to go as a kid all the time. Our school would actually go there, but then as an adult, I went back several years ago, and it's a really fun place to go with your family and check out the cave there, and they do a historical cave walk. So, when you walk through the cave, the guide is the person who takes you through the cave. You got to have a guide, and the guide will explain things from history about the cave. And one part I really like about the cave, because remember, it's a large, hollow area in the side of a hill or a cliff. And many years ago, before we had lights like you see here, or flashlights on our telephones, they had light. To find light, they had to use what? Before we had flashlights, before we had man-made lights, what kind of lights did they use to see? Do you have a guess? Good, they did use the sunlight, but if you're in a cave, are you going to be seeing the sunlight? What do you think? No, you're not going to be seeing the sunlight because you're down inside this hollow area, and you're going to be using candlelight, okay? So I like on this tour, they turn off the lights and you're in this large cave and you can't see anything, you guys. It is pitch black in there because there are no exits, and well, there are exits, but there are no openings so that you can see the outdoor and the light. And so anyway, check it out, Mammoth Cave, really cool, okay? So I got sidetracked, but the word is cave. You could check out, there are smaller caves too, or if you are at home right now and you just want to look up, type in Mammoth Cave or type in a different cave or caves near me. Look, whatever you want to do. But use that Google search and search caves as a family and look at them and talk about them. And, doing that kind of stuff virtually is really cool because if you can watch it and kind of live through it on your TV, I think that's great. I think that's fun. I do that kind of stuff all the time. So check it out. Look up cave. All right, so the lesson today, we're talking about bears this week, but we're also talking about how much things weigh today. So I have a little special scale that the kids would see in the classrooms, okay? But you may not have this type of scale at home. We've talked about this before because I've used this scale before with you all. Where else in your house could you find a scale? Where else? Good. You may see a scale in your bathroom. Why would you have a scale that takes measurements in your bathroom? Why would it be in there? Yes, because we like to know how much we weigh. Why do we like to know how much we weigh? We measure babies. We see how much they weigh. Do you know why we do that? We do that so that we know if you're gaining enough weight and developmentally you are big enough for the weight that you need to be, okay? So that's important to have a scale. That's great. If that's the kind of scale you have at home and you don't have one of these, that's fine. Bring that out. Bring it in here because we're going to use it, okay? Where else could you find a scale in your house? Do you know? Any bakers? Anybody bake? Okay? Since the pandemic, I've been doing a lot of baking. I used to not like it. Now I love it. So get the scale from your kitchen. There's a little scale. It looks different than this scale, and it looks a bit different than the scale you might find in your bathroom, okay? But it has something like this, and it tells, again, how much something weighs. Why would you want to weigh something in your kitchen? Do you know? Why would you weigh something? Do you have any ideas? In your kitchen, if you're baking, I hope you do some of this stuff at home together. Baking can be really fun because when it comes to mixing ingredients, you can go get the flour. So you can weigh how much flour you need for the chocolate chip cookies. Because if you measure 3 cups of flour and all you needed was 1 cup of flour, how do you think those cookies are going to taste? Those chocolate chip cookies might not be good. And speaking of chocolate chip cookies, is it important to measure how many chocolate chip cookies go in the cookie recipe? What do you think? Yeah, because what if you only put like 3 chocolate chips in there? Are those cookies going to be very chocolatey? No, they're not going to be chocolatey enough. You got to measure out your chocolate chips. So that's why you need a scale in your kitchen. Okay, so we have a scale here. I hope you went and got a scale and you can measure something. We're supposed to be measuring bears. So I have 3 bears here we've already talked about. We have a black bear, we have a brown bear, and we have our white polar bear, okay? In your lesson plan, you even have pictures of these same bears. Check it out, okay? We have our black bear, we have our polar bear, and we have our brown bear, okay? Now, these are small scale. These aren't the real thing, you know. This is tiny. I've never seen in real life a bear, but it's much larger than this, okay? But these are fun to measure here today. And I think that's what the lesson says, to mark down on a piece of paper which one you think is going to be the heaviest and which one's going to be the lightest, okay? So I wrote them in order. I think the black bear is going to be the heaviest. I think the polar bear is going to be right in the middle. And I think the brown bear will be the lightest. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's see. So we'll start it out. We'll start with the black bear. Let's put it on this side, and let's put the white bear on this side. Which one's heavier? Now, how do we know which one's heavier? What do you think? What do you think? Well, good. We can tell the black bear is heavier because it is lower to the table surface, so it weighs more. It's gone down. The polar bear it's up higher, so it's lighter weight, okay? So good. So far I'm good. My list is correct. The black bear is heavier than the polar bear, okay? All right, next, let's put the brown bear in there with the black bear. Oh, I thought it was gonna move more, but it didn't. Okay, all right, you all, what does that tell you? Which one's the heaviest? I was right. My guess was correct. The black bear is the heaviest. Okay, how are we gonna know which one's the lightest? What are we gonna do now? Good, we're gonna measure our last two bears, okay? So I've got my brown bear here, and now I'm gonna put the white bear in. It's so exciting. We're gonna see which one's lightest. Ooh. Oh, let's see. We have to let it kind of keep moving until it stops. Hopefully it's gonna stop here. But I'm thinking, while we're standing here, you may write this while this is kind of working its way out here. You may write this on a piece of paper, but this is a fun way to guess before you try an experiment or a math measurement like this, because it makes it maybe a little bit more fun at home to guess ahead of time. And then if you write it down, you can kind of look back at it and figure out who was right, or it doesn't even matter who was right really, but you can decide and see, you know, how close you were to being correct. And it's pretty much stopped, and I'm gonna say I was correct. The white bear is the lightest, and I can tell because if you get down close, get down low, and you can see it's just a little bit higher. And I'm talking about the scale here is up this way just a little bit more. So I'm gonna say that the polar bear is the lightest. Oh my goodness, so if the polar bear is the lightest, so I have this in the correct order? No, this is number 2, so I have to change that. See, another good reason to write things down. All right, so I'm gonna get my marker back out and I'm gonna write this one. So the polar bear was in fact the lightest. And I'm writing that word on there, and I'm gonna erase this down here. Okay. It finally stopped moving, and I think, my goodness, those are just about the same, but we're gonna leave it like this, okay? All right, so that's what we're doing when we're measuring something. If you're using a scale at home, you're gonna be seeing numbers instead of like me, where I'm seeing two things that are balanced out, okay? One being heavier or lighter. You may be writing numbers down at home, and that's great too. So parents, you're gonna need to help in this lesson and have fun. And if there's any other questions on here I'm missing, I'm gonna flip through really quickly and look. Let's see. And I think we've talked about all those things. So yeah, so check out Mammoth Cave or another cave nearby and see what you think, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I've really enjoyed hanging out with you, so have a great day.